I heard this thud and I was like, that's a leopard that's just jumped out of the tree.
So to be out here on a bushwalk and find a leopard is next level. So we've set off on a little walk this morning because Kelsey Clark has decided to depart Londolozi and move on to greener pastures, if there's such a thing as that. And one of her last things she wanted to do was go on a little bushwalk and explore some parts of the north. So we've set off now, hoping to see some cool things, but also just to get out and explore with a bunch of like-minded and interested bush people. So let's see what we see on the way.
So if you come stand here and you'll have a look. There's also a creeper that's growing on the hill.
Is this a bit of poo?
That is going into the vegetables. Summer, the long one is summer because he's got like a high metabolism. Whereas that thin one there is winter where he just barks.
Like the trough?
Yeah.
Then that one?
Yeah, I would count each trough. Oh, this is cool. Look at the camera.
Just like.
No, that's them, the arrows, the darts. That's them mating.
No way, so this is unreal. That is wild. Snails mating.
I heard something grumble somewhere around here. Just so you know.
Right, so I'm going to keep this brief, but my understanding of this is snails are hermaphrodites, meaning that individuals have both male and female sex organs. Now we can imagine that this whole sensual process is pretty much in slow motion because snails don't move the fastest. They'll find each other and meet up through chemical signals, and one snail will then often mount the other. Before they mate, they use a special secret weapon, the love dart. The dart is ejected from a special sac known as the gypsobellum, and injecting a special hormone or allohormone or a chemical cocktail that manipulates the recipient's internal organs to store more of the shooter's sperm. Once the love darts have been used, mating then starts, and the sexual organs or the reproductive organs are often found on a snail's head right behind the right eye stalk. So they align and both deposit sperm simultaneously, essentially both acting as the male and the female at the same time. The sperm is then transferred and stored in a special little storage sac where the snail can then draw on that to fertilize multiple different clutches of eggs at different times, sometimes up to a year or more later. And so this is where it's vital for that love dart to have been used, because that then helps the recipient or the snail that was shot store the sperm for much longer without digesting it. And after stumbling across a few small and exciting little things, and often on a bushwalk that's what you're looking for, is the lesser seen little smaller details and animals and insects and bugs and creepy crawlies that you won't necessarily see or notice from a vehicle. And we then bent around through an area where, lo and behold, there were a couple of hyenas. So we joked around about how seeing these hyenas, it was great, but also unusual as to how relaxed the hyenas were. So we decided to have a little closer look, and this is what happened.
Quite sick that Rich and I did track and find a leopard kill the other day. What an experience.
This is like everyone at the start of the courtship marathon.
Go look around that tree.
I'm scared.
It jumped out of the tree.
This is insane. After looking at where those hyenas had come from, we've just heard a leopard jump down out of a tree. So to be out here on a bushwalk and find a leopard is next. Step into this gap here.
There's the kill.
Wait in that.
Yeah, top right of the cassia.
There she goes. There's the hyena there. Because she was in that tree and I heard her land on the ground. And that's why I was like, there's a leopard
the whole
here.
marula, but I didn't scan the...
Well, we saw some hyenas that we weren't quite sure why. They were just looking at us. And we decided to walk past them and they really just kept quite relaxed around us. And as we walked towards the tree, we're like, maybe there was a kill here. Let's go and investigate. And I heard this thud, and I was like, that's a leopard that's just jumped out of the tree. And she sort of ran off a little bit, and we stopped. We watched her, we got eye contact, but we knew that we were a safe distance from her. And we realized that there's still some of the kill up in the tree. And one of the hyenas actually walked a little bit towards her, and she moved a little bit further off.
Tell me a little more about the leopard whisperer here.
She's still thinking of laptops.
So apparently Sush looked in the trees to scan for a carcass and
Yeah, he didn't see anything. And
I said, I've checked that marula tree. There's nothing in, and Kelsey still wanted to go and have a look at the base. I just wanted coffee.
it's all meant to be because we stopped and we walked along a small riverbed. We spent a lot of time with the love darts. And we're appreciating the smaller things that there's to offer out here.
For a last bushwalk as a Londolozi guide.
Unbelievable.
unreal. I'm just gobsmacked. Seeing a leopard on foot is a very special thing. To go through the motions of discovering hyenas on foot, figuring out why they weren't initially running away from us, and then that made us take a second look up in the tree, and then, like Kelsey said, that thud of a leopard coming out the tree is just so exciting, and then to watch it walk off through the bushes, yeah, memorable.
That was insane. She's probably settled down somewhere close by, just watching us move out. The thing is, we're not at risk with a leopard like this. She has a carcass. She doesn't see us as food. And so she would have just been ultra aware, watching us moving around so that we don't pose any threat to her. She's not going to charge or show any aggression towards us unless we got too close to her. So by us keeping our distance and moving out of there pretty quickly, it allows her to then settle back down and most likely come back to the carcass just now. Right now we're just marching up here for a little coffee overlooking the Manuletti. Nice little spot to settle in and just absorb what we've just seen. So how insane is that?
Doesn't work.
Dipanoma. Yeah. He's a bit chunky.
Goosebumps, bro.
Oh, graceful. This one will stand out always. It's pretty emotional, to be honest. It's a really hard one to put into words. Enough with your camera.
There's drinking in the puddle. Drinking in the puddle.
What is it? Darker? Scrumptious.
So we, as a collective, managed to find both the mother and cub again. The cub's got a scrub hair kill, and we've just had the most insane view. Mother drinking, them feeding. The cub is not skittish, so we have proof of life. And what an epic way to round off the back end of our morning walk.
Quite nice to have your own private videographer for the last bush.
Down the water now. What you gonna do?
Yeah, where you saw us driving off, we're about 100, 200 meters west of where you last saw us.
Do you want more rice?
This time.